ActiveCampaign tutorial for beginners. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be covering everything you need to know on getting started with the marketing automation tool ActiveCampaign. This is a step-by-step tutorial that is designed to guide you through literally everything from setting up your account to creating your first email campaigns and automations. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the software. So to start things off with the ActiveCampaign, the first thing we're going to do is get a 14-day free trial for ActiveCampaign. So for that, you're going to come over to their website called activecampaign.com. And over here, you can see the pricings and you can get all those things. But to obviously try it for free, you're going to come here where it says email and try it for free. So over here, you're going to add your email and you're going to click on try it for free. Okay. Now, once you've added your email and clicked on try it for free, it's going to take you into the onboarding. Now, once it brings you to the onboarding, basically over here, it's going to ask your name. So I'm going to go ahead and add my name. Then it's going to ask your phone number. I'm going to go ahead and add that and then click on next step. Then it says, let's personalize your platform and experience. How many contacts or prospects do you have? So obviously this depends on the number of actual, contacts that you're going to have, or you already have, or you're going to potentially have. If you don't have an idea of the contacts, you can obviously go with some random number. For safety, I'm going to go with 500 to 1,000. Then it says, how many employees do you have? So again, this is the number of workers that you're going to have working under you. So obviously add this number as well, because it's really important to do so. Then it says, what industry is your business in? So the industry, my business could be, accounting, could be financial, consulting, blogger, author, e-commerce, retail. Now, obviously, you can go with any industry. I'm going to go with, let's say, e-commerce. And it says, what email services marketing providers do you currently use? If you don't use any, just go ahead and click on next step without selecting any. You can do that. It's really easy. So once you come here, it says, lastly, John, let's set up some security on your actual account. Okay. So to set up security, obviously, you're going to go ahead and enter your password. And once you have done that, you're going to finally tell it to take you to your account. Now, once you ask it to take you to your account, what you're going to do from there is you're going to wait for it to load up. Now, as you can see, when it loads up, it brings us to this interface over here, which is basically our, account setup dashboard. Okay. And this is what it's going to look like. So you can start things off by obviously completing a few steps, then integrating your stores. And here it says, once your store is connected, you can successfully activate, different types of automations, connect your e-commerce store, and a whole lot more. Okay, so as I stated, there's a lot to uncover here. There's a lot to discuss here, and it's really easy to get through these concepts and to get through these things. Now, again, to obviously start things off for yourself, what we are going to want to be doing is we're going to go over to our basic things in account, and we're going to set up things. Okay, so the store integration is really important, because obviously if we're running an e-commerce business, then we are going to need to tell it what our store is, so it can actually gain the insight and analytics. So to actually go to campaign, we're going to go here on the left hand side, and here you can see contacts, campaigns, automations, deals, website, reports, unlock features, etc. So let's say there's enough things to cover over here, and then on the bottom left you have apps, which obviously give you the apps on your ActiveCampaign site. Then there's settings, and you can go through your accounts as well if you want to. And there's also this widget here on the right hand side, which is basically a chat bot or a help tool that you can use, and it's ActiveCampaign support, which is really good. So whenever you want to build something custom and you don't know how to do it, just contact support and they will help you out. All right. So now, before we get into how to build campaigns and how to manage your contacts and so on, we need to go into the settings and look at some basic default settings. So let's go to the bottom and click on settings here. And in the settings, there's two main things that we want to do before we're able to send out email campaigns on ActiveCampaign. So let's come over to advanced, and then let's go to email domain verification here. So this is where you can type in the email that will be seen as the sender for every email campaign that you send out for. Okay. So example, my domain is this, and once you add in your domain, I want people to see that the email that's coming from is this, and I want people to get the proper info. So here we can see an email has been sent to verify this actual domain. So you can verify your campaign domain using your actual email verification. And then once you verify your domain, what's going to happen is that it's going to be adjusted and activated into your ActiveCampaign settings, which is pretty easy and pretty well off. So once your domain is verified, it's going to tell you that your domain has been verified. So I just verified my domain, and I'm going to, just reload the page just to confirm everything. So once your domain is verified, they're going to tell you that, okay, this is the email that the senders are going to, the people are going to see as the sender. So once all of this is done, we can use this email to send out, email campaigns. You can also use it like a regular email, like a Gmail address or a Hotmail, whatever you're using, okay? And you can use any email provider. Like you can see, I've added Unibex and I've verified it, but you can add any other provider. And I recommend to get your own branded custom domain because it does increase your deliverability rates for your email campaigns. And it also looks a lot more professional for your customers. And now the next thing that you want to do is you're going to go to addresses. Okay. And here you're going to have to add a physical business address that then will be able to visible at the bottom of every email campaign that you send out. This is mandatory, so you are going to need to add an address if you want to be able to send out email campaigns using ActiveCampaign. So just click on add an address and then just type in, whatever address you have. So, company name, address line, and everything. You're going to, add your state. And once you do that, you're going to finally click on add address. Now, once you click on add address, there you have address. And moving on, you're also going to come to appearance. And once you're in appearance, there are a few things, and one of the few things are ActiveCampaign branding. Okay, so basically disabling ActiveCampaign branding will hide all mentions of ActiveCampaign, including text, links, and apps that may show our name and logo. So you can, turn this off if you don't want people to know that you've done all of this using ActiveCampaign. That's basically turning the watermarks for something off. Okay, and once you've turned them off, you're going to come to the top left section over here to go back to your dashboard. And next, let's look at how to import contacts into this interface. So to import contacts, we're going to click on contacts over here. And once you do that, you're going to see an overview of everything of, ActiveCampaign. So over here, you can request migrations. Now, the first contact that we've added is obviously our domain. And here it says, let us handle our migration for you. You can actually move your old marketing techniques or automation provider to ActiveCampaign, and you can request a migration if you have any. I'm going to go with no thanks right now because I don't really have any, you could say, formal providers. Now, once we've cleared those things out for ourselves, what we can do is we can easily add different contacts. Okay, and to add contacts, you're going to come down here in lists. Okay, on the top left, we can see all of our email lists and our contact lists. And now by default, we have this master contact list here where currently we have one contact, which is us. And if you want to, you can create more lists. So you can have a list for, let's say, people interested in a specific course, people interested in another product. So that's really up to you. So if you want to create a new list, just click on add a list. And here in the top, you can, add names and create whatever list you want. Personally, I prefer to manage my contacts using tags rather than lists. So when we go up here on tags, you can actually create different tags for yourselves to actually manage these different types of contacts. And you can create the tags differently, by adding email marketing, and a whole lot of more things. So again, just come on tags over here, and on tags, as I said, add your email marketing, add different widgets. And personally, I don't actually need multiple email lists. I can just send a campaign to everybody who has a specific tag. So yeah, that's the fun thing about this. And then coming back to lists, just to keep things organized, I'm not going to create any other list. I'm just going to work with the master contact list that we already have here, right? So once we have the master contact list, other ways how you can manage your contacts, which I'm not going to go into detail here, but what I want to show you is how to import your existing contacts to ActiveCampaign if you are migrating from another provider, let's say. So if you don't have any contact yet, just skip to the next part of this tutorial. So to import contacts, go to contacts over here. And once you go to contacts, in the top right section, you have add a contact or import contact. So you can either add a contact here by having a actual contact, and this is obviously to add a singular contact. Okay, this function will allow you to add only one contact at a time, right? But that's no fun, is it? because one contact at a time, that's just not going to do it for us. So instead of adding one contact at a time, you can come here and click on import. And once you click on import, basically this allows you to import multiple contacts at one time. Okay. And you can import from files or copy paste your contacts. Now, when it comes to import from files, you can import in the form of CSVs, which is cascading or comma separated values. Okay, comma separated values are basically, you know what, let me just give you an example of how it actually looks. So I'm going to write CSV example, which is obviously your Excel CSV file. And you're going to be able to see that CSV files, or as I said, comma separated values, are going to be the main reason that this whole thing is going to work for you. So I'm going to come here, go on images, and this is basically what a CSV file is going to look like. Okay. So, you know, data's in the form of tables all around, and you can just add this in CSV, and all the multiple datas that you have in different groups of Excel are going to be added in that form. And obviously it saves you a lot of time, it saves you a lot of effort, and it's just much more, you could say, efficient and much more accurate, to be honest, because this information is obviously going to be in your arsenal beforehand, because obviously clearly you're going to make this list, you know, earlier on. So once you've made this list, and once everything is fully done and created to go, you're just going to go ahead, click on import from file, and then you're just going to add any CSV file that you currently have. So just go ahead and, you know, you're going to write CSV, and let's say we have the CSV sample over here, right? So I'm going to click on open, and that will obviously import a CSV sample. And what it's going to do is it's going to start importing these fields. So look at this. These are the fields that it imported. So email, first name, phone, creation date, gender, and all that. And then there's field values. So junior example, Junie, then there's, you know, her phone, her creation date. And you can obviously choose what these things are. So email address, first name, phone number, subscribe date, and then the gender. You can import this field if you want to. But if gender is not available in this, you can add as a new field, and this could be a text input area or a drop down, or, you know, a checkbox. I would prefer checkboxes. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna write gender. Okay, and I'm gonna give some options, like obviously there's male. Then we're gonna write female, and down here we can just write uh, not specified. Okay, you can give that third option. So once you do that, we're going to click on save, and yeah, everything's going to be good to go from there. So now you have all these fields, and once you have these fields, then there's different things. You're going to select the list that you're going to add this, and obviously I'm going to go with master contact list, as I previously mentioned. You're going to add the tags that you created in tags as well. This is what I meant. So let's say I want to add the tag, let's say I'm going to import it from CSV. Okay, that's my tag. Now once you've added a tag, you know, there's different things over here as well. So import as active contact, etc., etc. And now you're going to finally click on import, and that's going to basically import all the contacts. It's going to take a few seconds to load the contacts in, and once the contacts are imported, there you go. Your import has been completed. And then we can see the newly imported contacts that we just imported. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to connect ActiveCampaign to WordPress. So what we're going to do is just create a simple form that we can then put on our website, and then people can just type in their email address, click on submit, and then they will end up on your email list, on your email newsletter. If you don't have a website, and if you want to use a landing page instead and you want to build it with ActiveCampaign, then just skip ahead to the next part, because I'm also going to show you how to do that. But now, to connect your website to ActiveCampaign, we want to come over here on the top left section. Okay, and once you go over there on the ActiveCampaign logo, what you're going to do is you're going to head over to the website section that I'm going to show you. So on the left hand side, you can see they show website. You're going to go over to the website, and once you go over to the website, you're going to get different options like forms, pages, etc. So we have two options, forms and pages, obviously. So if you already have a website, then you just need to create a form and put it on your website. But if you need to create a website like a landing page, then you want to click on pages. Okay, but we're going to create a form, so we're going to stick with this one over here. And once you click on form, it says you know, turn visitors into valuable leads and automate their customer experience, which is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to click on create a new form. We're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it test form. Okay. Once you do that, once you've given it a default name, we also have different form styles. So we have the inline form, which is great to put like on a blog post. We have the floating bar, where you can see just a bar at the top of the website to ask people to sign up, or we have the bottom right, or we have the model option, which just pops up in the center of the screen. I'm going to show you how to create a simple inline form. So I'm going to click on inline. Then you're going to have to define the action, what will happen to the people who sign up on that form. So the easiest thing you can do is just subscribe it to a list. So subscribe it to a list, and then you're going to choose the list that you are going to have. And once you've done that, you can add more actions if you want to, but I'm just going to stay with this and click on create. Now, once you click on create, it's going to bring you to the form creator section. And in the form creator section, obviously, we're going to use the different website connections using the forms to create ourselves different things. So here you have subscribe for email updates, add a descriptive message telling what your visitor is signing up for here. Okay. And once you get an idea of that, this is how your form is going to look like. And on the right hand side is where you have your editorial sequences. So, this is how you can create forms to allow yourself to, basically uh, gain actual leads and gain actual emails, right? So let's say on the right hand side, we have full name, first name, last name, phone, header, HTML code, image, and all. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to add, we have the full name, we have email. Let's say I also want the phone number. So I'm going to add that over here. Make sure to add it somewhere over here. I'm going to add it right under email. And you can obviously make it compulsory. Like, let's say it's required. Without it, you can go forward. But normally, like, I would keep it optional. You don't need to make it compulsory. And then obviously there's different editorial sequences. There's the styling. Okay, you can go with horizontal fields, but vertical fields make sense more. There's the background that you can choose for yourself. So let's say I'm gonna go with a more off-white touch. And there's the font color that you can choose. Okay, let's say I'm gonna go with a very dark font. There's the font type that you can choose. I'm gonna go with Montserrat. There's borders, there's corner radius, etc. Then there's background. Okay, go with the background of the image. Okay, I'm gonna go with a darker vibe. And there's ActiveCampaign branding that you can obviously turn off if you want to. I'm gonna keep it off just to get an easier look out of it. Then finally, we're gonna go to options, and when someone has submitted it, you can either open a URL or show them thank you, like thank you for signing up and all. And you can make a person obviously subscribe to a list. You can allow blank fields as well. Okay, allow blank fields to override existing field data. You should keep this on. This is a more, you could say, easier way to do this. And then finally, you're going to click on integrate. And once you click on integrate, basically it's going to give you an embedding link, which is basically going to be an HTML link that you're going to embed into the code of whatever website you have. Now, this is the embed. This is the link where you can just copy and paste it. Like, you can reenact it as a hyperlink. So, you could add a button into your website, paste this hyperlink on that button, and then if someone clicks on that button, they're going to be redirected to your, design. So let's say I'm going to copy this, right? Let's copy this, paste it here, and go on it. And let's see what it gives us. So there you go. So I'm going to add my email and everything, add my phone number, click on submit, and there you go. Thanks for signing up. So that's how you make a basic form. But if you want to put it on website, here it says add your form to your website to download a plugin. So you're going to download the ActiveCampaign plugin to add this form to your website, and you're going to be good to go. So yeah, that's basically how you are going to be creating forms to add on website to actually, get leads on generation. Then moving on, you have pages, okay? And this is to obviously make a landing page for yourself. Now that was forms for a website that you already have. This is a landing page if you don't have a website. So make a great first impression with pages built to grow your business. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create a new page. And we're going to quickly walk ourselves through this because this is, a pretty easy process. It's a few step process. And if you follow me, trust me, it's going to be a piece of cake. So we're going to come to pages and we're just going to wait for our landing page editorial to open up. And once it opens up, okay, you are going to go ahead and add the necessary things into your page. So let's say I'm gonna go with, let's go with this design. Yeah, let's go with this design. This looks good. So I'm gonna use this template. You can make this from scratch if you want to by clicking on stock, but I would 100% recommend you to just use a template, because stock would obviously take a lot of time. It would take a lot of effort. And, a template just looks much better, and it's, much well built with better hyperlinks, if that makes sense to you. So once you come over here, you're going to give this a name. So I'm going to call it first LP, meaning first landing page. Click on save. And then you can start editing the details and the necessities in this landing page. So, let's say I want to change this from some pop-up market to, something like, I'm going to change it to shoes on Christmas, for example. Then, this could be a shoe sale thing, and you can add different layouts. You can add different types of styling, different types of themes for yourself. And it's just a really fun thing to have for your design. It's a really fun thing to have for the type of styling that you have for your page. And overall, a really good thing to do. Now, moving on, what's going to happen is that what you're going to do is you're going to make sure to have a general idea of the, you could say, backing of this landing page that you're going to want. Because when it comes to the backing of the landing page, a landing page requires you to, you could say, create a much more, let's say, integratory design that you can properly integrate on a website. And you are going to go with a proper styling and theme according to the product, or, whatever you're talking about, whatever product or brand you're talking about. So just go with a proper design. And once you went with that proper design, what you're going to want to do from there on out is you're just going to, choose the proper coloring. In my case, I'm just going to go with the basic coloring that we have. But yeah, you are not limited to any other designs that you have. Now, once we get a solid idea of these things, what we're going to do from here on out is we're just going to click on publish page, and this will basically publish our landing page. And again, you're going to get a URL for this, and you can choose a domain that you want to save it as a template on. So I'm going to go ahead, click on publish, and there you go. You're going to create your first LP landing page using the domain that you provided to the people at ActiveCampaign. Now moving on, I'm going to come back to my dashboard, and now we're going to be getting into the main powerhouse, which is email campaigns, right? So email campaigns and automations are two of the most, you could say, well-used things when it comes to actual campaigning things. So to send out email campaigns on ActiveCampaign, we're going to create and send campaigns. So to do that, we're going to come on the left-hand side and click on campaigns. And then to create our first campaign, you're going to click on create your first campaign here. So we're going to give our campaign a certain name, okay? So let's just wait for this to load in. And once it loads in, you're going to give your campaign a certain nice name that has a nice ring to it accordingly. It needs to be according to your campaign. So we're going to come here. Welcome to the campaign designer. And you're going to go ahead, click on create your first campaign. And once you click on create your first campaign here, it says select a campaign type with the campaign name. Obviously, I'm going to go with weekly news. So once you have went with the proper name, then you have select a campaign type. Obviously, the campaign type you choose depends on whatever, is the style of your marketing, whatever the style of your newsletters or campaign should be. Let's go, because automated campaigns is just for automated workflows. Then there's autoresponsers that have automated campaign that will send after someone subscribes, database, RSS triggered, split testing. I'm going to go with a standard one where we're going to send a regular one-time email campaign, and I'm going to click on next. Okay. Now, once you click on next, what's going to happen from there is you are going to get this page where they're going to ask you to select, lists and all these necessary things for yourself. So select the list or list you would like this campaign to send to. Filter your campaign to specific contacts that match conditions. So obviously that is why I had you guys, check through the lists with different contacts. So I'm going to choose this list, click on next. Once we choose this list and click on next, from there on out, what's going to happen is it's going to take us to the proper campaign page, and it's going to ask us to, create the whole template type of the campaign. There's email designer, text only, or custom HTML. Custom HTML is for your coding. Text only is for obviously only the text. Email designer will have everything, including the photos and all. So you can go with all basic templates, which is obviously only layouts, or you can go with proper templates like make an announcement and things you have, or you can start from scratch. I'm going to go with this, product back in stock. Add my name, and I'm going to add the email subject shoes. Okay, I'm just going to call it shoes or new shoes. You're going to go with something that's related to an actual newsletter. And once you're gone with this, now you have your email campaign. And now obviously depends on you and however you want to style it, however you want to add text to it, whatever kind of text you want to add. It all depends on you, and it depends on the type of work you're going to do. And you have different structures on the right hand side with different blocks, and as you can see, this is your basic layout, and this is how your weekly newsletter is going to be, because let's say if you buy shoes from Nike, this is the type of stuff you're going to get, that hey, you bought our shoes, this is how it looks like, etc. And then once you actually made your campaign, you're going to click on next, you're going to save it, and you're going to finally publish it. So you can start sending this out to the contacts you have as well. And you're going to make sure that everything is good to go with reply tracking. You're going to choose the time. And once everything is good to go, just finally click on finish. And here it says send campaign now. And you're going to do as so. And this is going to send the campaign out to the contacts that you've added into your list. So yeah, once you have those contacts, you're going to be pretty much good to go. And it's going to be all good and fun. Really easy, really simple. And the same you can do for automations as well. Just come over to automations. To create an automations, again, you can either create them through templates. I would prefer just creating them from scratch. Okay, but there's also templates that you can go with, like engagement testing, interest tagging, abandoned cart. Abandoned cart automation is also pretty useful because not a lot of sites have this feature for abandoned carts. But I'm just gonna go ahead, start from scratch, just to give you an idea of how the automation actually looks like when you work it from scratch. So once you click on continue, what we're gonna get over here is the different startup automations. Okay, and over here it tells you to add a start trigger for yourself. Now up here it says subscribe to a list or unsubscribe from a list, open or read an email, event is recorded, all these. I'm gonna go with subscribe to a list. Okay, you're going to select any list. Obviously mine is master contact list once, and we're going to click on add start. So that's going to be the start. When someone actually subscribes, that's going to start the automation. Then you're going to add the conditions. So once the automation starts, you're going to send an email. You can start with a past campaign. I'm going to just name this email. Start with a past campaign that you've created, and then obviously just go ahead, make more automation steps, and that's going to be how you're going to create automations for yourself. So yeah, those are the general features for when it comes to working with ActiveCampaign and all of its great and incredible features. Okay, and if you want to use ActiveCampaign right now, please do make sure to go ahead and check it out and use it, because it's totally free, it's totally amazing, and the amount of features it gives you, it would be a robbery not to use this amazing platform. So please do make sure to check it out, use it, and if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel, because it goes a lot of effort to making these videos, so I would really appreciate if you would give some support. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Again, please drop down a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want to watch more videos like this, let me know down in the comments below, and I will make more for you. Until then, I hope you all keep having a great and incredible day. That was all from me, and I will see all of you next time. Goodbye.